So I started playing lacrosse when I was in middle school. I played when I was in high school, also played volleyball in high school. Came to Eastern Connecticut to play lacrosse under Christine Hutchison. After I graduated, I was an assistant here with Christine Hutchison for 2 years in 2018 and 2019. After that, I got my first head coaching job at Mitchell College, right in New London. I was there for 2 years during COVID. Post-COVID, then I moved on to Framingham State in 2021 and 2022. No, 22 and 23. Was there for 2 years as the head coach, and now I'm here. So started here, and now I'm back. For me, especially being back at Eastern, it's been a really awesome experience to now come back to a place where I really fostered my passion for the sport, and I'm so grateful for the experience that my coach gave me and my teammates while in college. I think it's so important, especially for female athletes, to have a really awesome support system and an outlet during a very stressful time in college. So that's something that is really rewarding for me personally. Being at Eastern is creating the kind of environment that Christine Hutchison created for us. But I think in general, something that's really rewarding is helping young female athletes develop confidence. And confidence on the field translates so easily into all other aspects of their life. So it's really rewarding to, when they've been trying to do a particular skill set and they finally get it, just to see them light up and feel really good about it. Like that to me is awesome. I also am very competitive, so I love to compete and foster a competitive environment. But all of the intangibles, like giving them a space to come and chat in my office when they need somebody on campus that's supportive. That's something that's super important to me too, because it's away from their families. It's another space where they feel safe to manage all of the stresses of college life. So I love that too. They come in my office and hang out all the time, which is really awesome and fun for me. Outside of lacrosse, in no particular order, they need to be independent, diligent, hardworking throughout the process, not just hardworking in lacrosse, but answering emails, wanting to set up phone calls, able to communicate without their parents' assistance is always something that's really big, because once they get here, I don't deal with their parents. It's me and the athlete. Someone that's probably the most important, someone that's going to contribute to our culture in a positive way, not just to our lacrosse team. So someone that's working hard in the classroom and on the lacrosse field, someone that's going to fit in and contribute socially to our team. It's really tough to build a strong, positive culture. It is not very hard to break it. So having someone that's going to come in day one and be able to contribute in other aspects outside of lacrosse, I think is really what we're looking for. And that's why, as much as they're checking us out, we're checking them out too. They're coming for multiple visits, doing overnights, phone calls, interacting with the girls on their own to really make sure that it's going to be a good fit for everybody. And I really take into account our current athletes' opinion on what they think, socially how they're going to do. That's really important to me, because that's going to be their teammate for the next 2 or 3 years sometimes. So hardworking, diligent, fun-loving, passionate about lacrosse. You have to love it. If you are just doing it because you've been playing it all your life, then you're not going to last. So making sure that lacrosse is a source of joy and relief for them rather than just a hobby, like they have to be super passionate about it. They're endless. I think particularly when you graduate, you feel prepared for the real world. You're able to do internships, you're able to have a job, you're really able to foster those close-knit relationships with your professors and your advisors, which is what's going to set you up for success once you leave, whether it's post-grad or getting right into the workforce. So I think, being able to, especially in your non-traditional season, be able to really focus on your academics and do all of those things that you need to do to make sure that you're not only, getting good grades, but you're retaining the information. You're going to be able to apply it once you leave. I also think that you're only in college, in your undergrad, for 4 years, and to be able to have fun and the network that you make of friends and your teammates and other athletes, your network is what propels you forward once you leave also. So to be able to really invest time into your network, not just in your team, I think is super beneficial. And at the Division III level, you're really able to do that. At higher levels, you really interact with just your team a whole lot, but you're able to, become friends with your classmates and go to other teams' games and be supportive of all of the other athletes. So investing in your network and really, feeling comfortable that once you leave, the information that you learned in class in your internship through your job is going to really help you once you leave, I think is a huge benefit of Division III. So it definitely depends if we're in season or out of season. In season, we practice 6 days a week. We lift 3 times a week. We have study hall once a week. So most of them try and get their classes done earlier in the day, like a 9, a 10, and an 11. If they can, be done by the afternoon. That way they can go home, eat lunch, come to practice, go to lift, all of those kinds of things. Be done and home and showered and eat dinner by 7 or 8 o'clock is always the goal. I think those things as an athlete are so important, and I make sure I do my best when I schedule practices to make sure that I'm taking that into account. Is when can you eat dinner? When are you going to be able to eat lunch? Will you have time to sit and eat a real breakfast? Because that is going to help you in the classroom and on the field just as much. So typically right now we're lifting once in the morning at 7 a.m. because we can get everybody there. The fall is a little bit more difficult for our class schedules since we have girls that are doing their internship right now that's far away. They're overloading on some of their more difficult core classes. So in the mornings is when we get almost all of them there. So one time in the morning, and then it's typically either 4 to 6 or 6 to 8 p.m. that we're practicing. We'll lift in the afternoon. Right now we're going 3 times a week. This week we've got 4 times because our play day is on Sunday. But other than that, I pretty much always give Sundays off. I think it's really important to have an entire day without academics and without athletics, just to relax, do homework, go home, work, whatever you need to do on your own time for a full 24 hours. So typically Monday to Saturday, hopefully we're all done with classes and everything lacrosse related by like 6 or 7 p.m. so they can get in the library, shower, eat, go to bed at a reasonable time. I hope they take away more life lessons than they learn in lacrosse. For me, obviously, time management it's super easily learned through collegiate athletics. You have to be able to manage your time. But I also think for me, something I really try and focus on regularly is coping skills and mechanisms to be able to handle the stress of daily life. And using lacrosse as an outlet is a great way to do that. But also being able to communicate effectively how you're feeling to certain people. My door is always open, and I think it's really important for our relationship, but also for you as an individual to be able to be like, hey, I didn't sleep very well, I haven't had time to eat, so I'm gonna give you my best today, but my best might not be my best always. So, coping mechanisms to handle stress, and I think also, bigger picture, life is hard. Being a college athlete is hard. Teaching them that they can do the hard things. Like, you're able to do everything that's hard, and you just got to do it. Keep doing it. Rely on your support system when you need to. But that they're able to do all of the hard stuff that they've got to do, I think is something I hope they walk away with, is that confidence in themselves. And confidence in general, again, is something that I really want, especially our female athletes, to leave our program and feel confident about what they've done in the program, how they've grown as individuals and lacrosse players, what they contribute to our program and to all of their groups. So confidence, time management. I also hope when they leave, they understand that they've only gotten to where they are because they had to work hard. Hard work is everything. You have to show up, you've got to give your best every day, and that's going to propel them forward in their job, in their relationships, with their family, with all of that. It takes a lot of hard work, and understanding that if you have a goal, how you get there is by working hard to attain it.